Hey guys, Darren here. Welcome to Mayhem Country Living. Man, we had some storms come through here yesterday, or day before yesterday, 2 days ago, and knocked out all the power for the whole area, trees down across one of the substations. We were without power for 2 days nearly, and that puts a good test on your preps because I tell you, that's, you know, a good 2-day stretch without power. You learn a lot about yourself and the people you live with and you want to kill. Anyway guys, more to come. Okay guys, now we're back, but it went okay. We ended up using 5 gallons, 10 gallons, 15 gallons of gasoline and 2 generators, taking care of 2 households, freezers, and refrigerators. Now, with those small generators, we couldn't have done them all at once, so I cycled through the refrigerators and the freezers and ran each for like 2 hours or so and get everything nice and cool. Fortunately, our freezers were full, and I do keep an extra bag or 2 of ice in there just in case for stuff like that. And the fridge was full as well, so that was a added bonus to us. More to come. Okay guys, now we're back. It was kind of funny. We actually called Alabama Power to report the power outage, and they did not give a time when it would be turned back on. It was kind of like, ah, dude, you're screwed. That's what they could have said. It would have made more sense. But they finally got everything, and kudos to the guys that do the line work. It's a tough, dirty, nasty job. And they got it back up after 2 days, and there's still people without power who didn't have any generators or anything like that. And of course we took care of my wife's crazy mother and made sure she was cool and comfortable, and ran a window unit for her. We also keep a couple of these window units and hang them outside of a window so you can at least keep one room cool enough to sleep in. And you know, if it's a family, well, you know, somebody may have to sleep in the floor, but at least you're in air conditioning at night. So, okay guys, now we're back. One of the things that did occur was I broke one of the pull cords on the generators, and while my wife could figure out how to do it, you know, that may go back towards more of a maintenance issue. So perhaps once a year or every 2 years, I just go ahead and change out those cords. That generator is 2 years old, and we've only run it maybe 4 or 5 times. So that might be something I need to address in the future, just do a little bit more preventive maintenance on them. And when we did have the house opened up and the fans going, the generator where we have it sitting on the front of the property, the exhaust was going into the house. So we quickly realized that and remedied the situation, but that was something that came up. So this is the kind of stuff you sit down and you do kind of like a almost like a memory dump. You take everything that happened, you throw it all on the table, and you look at it and you sort through it. This was this, this was this, this was this. How could we do this different? Can we do it another way and not have to do it at all this way? This is the kind of stuff we're sitting and doing right now. So we're going to have to figure out another way to put it. I have plans in mind to make a generator box because I want to muffle the decibels. It's a 70 decibel generator, which is actually very quiet. 70 decibel generators are the ones that are allowed in state parks, but it's still loud, especially when nothing else is running. So we're going to work on that. There's all kinds of ways to do it easy and cheap, which is my favorite. But I'm going to show you this last thing real quick. When you have your generator out, always have a chain and a padlock. Wrap it to something substantial, because there are people in this world who will try to steal them. Okay guys, now we're back. I'm going to spin you around and show you what I'm talking about. This is kind of like one of my generator setups, and I know it's dirty, but you know, it's okay. Generator sits here, extension cords, power strips, all that good stuff sit right there. These I use as baffles to help keep the noise down. Extra pieces, parts, and then a little bit of oil. I can also sit a 5-gallon gas can right here, so this is a total of 10 gallons of fuel, which will run it for maybe one day under half load. But also, this is what I'm talking about. Chain it up, padlock it, because when you have the only power source for a mile or two, people get kind of crazy. And I've told this story 2 or 3 times. Years ago, when the really bad tornadoes came through Tuscaloosa, I can't remember, I want to say 6 or 7 years ago, came through Tuscaloosa and we were without power for a week or two. There were a lot of people who were trying to do that kind of stuff. I had a generator set up in the middle of my driveway down here, and I was just moving it from one side to another, and I'd gone up into one of the buildings to get something for it. I think a gas can to fill it up. And as I was in there, a pickup truck rolled down the circle. 2 guys jumped out of the back of it, let the tailgate down, and ran over to the generator. And they were getting ready to pick it up. There were 2 guys in the front in the cab and 2 guys sitting in the bed of the truck. The 2 guys in the bed of the truck jumped out to get the generator. And so I stepped out of the building, pulled out my I keep a gun in each one of my buildings, pulled out a shotgun, fired a couple of slugs up into the air, and I said, "What y'all doing?" And they jumped in the truck and tore out, and I let them drive out, and that was the end of that. So that made me really aware. In rural settings, sometimes you have to take extra care of your stuff. So that's going to wrap this up, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I really appreciate it. Over here, you're going to see a picture of my ugly mug and my beautiful wife pop up. Hit that button to subscribe if we are indeed your brand of wacky. And on the other side are going to be some videos that you might be interested in watching. Thank you for subscribing. As always, guys, take care of you people.